everybody, and welcome back to another blind commentary of Samurai Jack Season 3, Episode 8, as per usual, as the outro. Yeah, it's... The previous episode was quite a good breather between all of the action, so... I wonder what this episode will be all about. It's probably going to be another one action-oriented episode, because that's just how the show rolls, but... there's only one way to find out, and that is to watch. Yeah, the show does have a tendency to really go all out with either humor or action, and have very little middle ground there. And even when it is in the middle ground, it still tends towards action quite a bit. And that's not bad. That's definitely one of the... because that's the show's strength. It's pretty reasonable for them to play into that strength. So, what will it be today? Let's just watch. Okay. Well, at the very least, this is starting off slightly more seriously, and at the very least, it has a far more, shall we say, threatening. It has a far more tense mood. So this is probably going to be more action and serious-oriented episode. Might be wrong on that. You never know. The show might just flip on it. Oh. Their own version of the Titans. This is quite interesting. We're getting more lore. That is something that I've been missing. Well, we have had quite a lot of mystical elements so far, but I've been missing some more of the lore aspect of the show, or more of the mystical aspects, because that certainly is one of the show's good strengths of how wide a variety of mystical elements it can bring into the show. So this is gonna fulfill that niche, I feel. So let's see.
But the Titans that ruled all things, and Kronos was their king.
Okay. Well, it's obviously very heavily inspired by that, so by the Titans. So, well, obviously. So at the very least, they are taking heavy inspiration from that. I wonder how heavy inspiration they are taking from it, but that's going to be answered soon, I believe.
The secrets of time and space, and balance. Kronos was dethroned.
Well, it's not it's heavily inspired. It's not completely the same, but it's very, very close to being the same. So yeah, it could work on that. It's a nice little twist on that myth. Yeah, I kind of do like it. And then now we get to play God of War, I believe. No? Maybe?
And imprisoned in the cold depths of space, we can tear a hole in the fabric of time.
That hermit really easily could be just Aku, just disguised as a hermit. I believe that's the same voice actor at the very least. Might be wrong on that, but I get the bad vibes from this. It very easily could be just Aku. It's just the color scheme on that hermit really easily just resembles Aku as well, so it most obviously... Is it again going to be Aku, like, disguised as a helper, and he's going to betray Jack? Wouldn't be too surprising. Yeah, look at that! I do like that they just really immediately revealed that it was Aku, because it was rather obvious, so... You know, that voice actor probably should have dipped me off immediately, but, you know... It's like from Indiana Jones, holy shit. How surprising, it's a death trap in an ancient temple. Never seen that before. This really is like a level from a video game. Once again, the show makes a valiant effort at being really video gamey, and there's a lot of episodes in this show that would make just fantastic video game levels, and this being one of them at the very least so far. It's a shame that nobody has ever translated them into a games, although they would be just some kind of short, really little games though, like really short flash games. But if they are collected together, I suppose that would make for a fun little video game. Gotta pitch that to some studio.
Nice going, Dandelion. Now throw me the fist.
What kind of magical satchel is that? Did that really shrink down all of those items into a small size? That's mighty convenient bag of holding there you've got.
2 down and 1 to go.
Whoa! Now that is a rather creative trap. Never seen that kind of trap before. That's actually a pretty cool. Having those reflections or those glasses just work as magnifying glasses and reflect the sunlight down into a freaking burning beam. That's pretty cool. That is rather creative, I must say. I dig that trap. That's pretty nice. That's pretty clever. Using that as a light refraction machine, using that gauntlet as a light refraction machine, or a tool for that. That's pretty cool. I like this vinyl trap. It's pretty creative and it's rather unique. I must say, I really dig it. I really do. Ooh, we have one more fight sequence here. Seems like an almighty god should have an easier time of destroying one puny human. Seems like if he can just mold space and time, he could just just snap him out of existence, but oh well.
Many times, Aku, but you become careless.
This is a really good cliffhanger, or not a cliffhanger. This is a really good plot twist that Jack wasn't fooled by Aku. That's really rather clever. I really dig this. This is just a really good little plot twist here in the end, that Jack isn't as stupid as he perhaps were led on to be.
Your lust to destroy me left you the blinded one. And now?
Whoa, that's pretty brutal. I'm not really pausing this because it's really badass. Oh! That's pretty cool. That is actually rather clever, I must say. Well, I have conflicted feelings about this episode. So first of all, this episode is certainly quite different kind of different in the way that it uses Aku Aku uses Jack to basically be a tool to get more power, to get more tools of destruction on his side. And Jack doesn't fall for this deception, and that is pretty clever, I think. That's pretty cool subversion of that general trope, and that I really do appreciate, and it makes this episode stand out as a very, very different sort of episode from the majority of the rest of the episode, or the times that Aku has fooled Jack. And that's pretty cool. That's really cool. And it's finally another huge clash between Aku and Jack, and it ends in Aku's devastation. Not complete destruction, but Aku was just devastated, and that was so fulfilling to see him just torn to shreds like that, and that's really satisfying, and it's done really freaking well. And it's really been a long time coming, so I really dig that part of it as well. That's about all of it, because the episode itself, the contents of the episode, unfortunately I did not like that much, because they were rather generic, discounting that last trap, which was actually rather cool, and I kind of really dig that one. But the first two were really generic, and things that kind of generic, and things that I have seen before. And now that I think about it, even the last trap is something that I have seen before, but not in such a cool way. But it just, unfortunately, only the last trial trap, whatever you want to call it, only that last one kind of tickled my itch for good designed traps. That being said, it's a fine enough of an episode. It had a cool premise and a really cool idea of the Titans and the Titan myth itself, and that's pretty much enough on its own. So I kind of like the episode, but I like some aspects of it. I don't generally like a lot of the aspects of the episode, but I do like especially the ending, which was really good. That's about all. Yeah, that's all. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. We can move out. Thank you very much for watching.